Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Elizabeth, your coach and guide on all things health, healing, and coming back home to yourself. Today we are going to talk about something that I think so many people quietly struggle with, especially on a healing journey. And that's the feeling of, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I feel stuck here? Am I doing something wrong? And I want to gently offer you a different perspective today. What if you are not failing, but actually growing? What if the challenges you're facing right now are not signs that something is wrong with you, but part of your path of expansion, healing, and self-discovery? Let's discuss how challenges are part of the path in this life. And let me start off by prefacing this topic by saying that I am discussing this topic today from a place of personal lived experience, not from a place of having had this perfect life without any struggle and have no idea how it feels to face hardships, just giving pretty speeches. It's often said that older souls tend to take on harder life experiences and lessons than younger ones, but nonetheless, no one goes through this human experience in this world without facing challenges, as that is where the soul's growth lies. And I feel that this topic and my perspective on it may help you navigate these challenges with more faith, more confidence, and grace. One of the biggest misconceptions about healing and personal growth can be that it's supposed to feel smooth, peaceful, and linear. But in reality, growth often looks like things like being triggered, facing patterns you thought you may have already healed, feeling uncomfortable, uncertain, or stretched thin, even to a breaking point sometimes. And that doesn't mean that you're going backwards. It simply means that you're going deeper, because healing is not about avoiding challenges in life. It's about how you meet them. Let's move on to recognizing the patterns first. There are a few patterns that tend to show up for many people on this journey, and bringing awareness to them is the first step in beginning to shift them. Number one can be the victim mindset. This is when life feels like it's happening to you instead of for you. It sounds like, why does this always happen to me? Nothing ever works out for me. I have no control over this situation. And it's important to say this with compassion, because this mindset often comes from real lived pain. But staying in this perspective keeps your nervous system powerlessness. And I deeply empathize with you if this is where you currently are, because I went through a personal, nearly 20-year cycle in my life that was pretty much filled with things like lack, struggle, scarcity, challenges that often made me ask the universe on nearly a daily basis, what did I do to deserve this? I can't take any more of this. One struggle after the next. But looking back, hindsight being 2020 and all, as they say, the process of going through it forced me to overcome, gain wisdom, strength, and a sense of resilience from all of the challenges that I endured to be able to be here today as the person that I am, sharing this experience with you in hopes that maybe you may gain some clarity on your own path. And the deeper meaning I personally took from those experiences is that my wounds and challenges, as extremely difficult as they felt facing at the time, and sometimes often debilitating, were divinely orchestrated by spirit to make me become the person standing here today and allow me to give the gift of that wisdom gained to share it with others. Number two, scarcity mindset can be one. This is a belief that many people have today, even if they're not even aware of it. There's this thought of not enough time, not enough money, not enough opportunities, not enough love. And this creates a constant sense of pressure, fear, lack, even when things are actually available to you. You're basically unable to see them because of the lack vibration that you're living in. And again, I absolutely struggled with especially not enough time or not enough money, scarcity mindset myself, especially specifically, which only was attracting more of the same because of the vibration of that mindset. The process of manifestation often begins with the awareness of getting out of our own way and realizing the incredible power of creation that we are capable of as energetic beings. Number three, another one could be lack of self-worth. Again, many people struggle with this, especially women, due to the societal conditioning that we received throughout our life. This is often the root of everything. It shows up as settling for less, overgiving, people pleasing, doubting yourself, feeling like you have to earn love or success. And this is where self-abandonment can begin. But the powerful thing to remember in this is that the universe meets you where you are. If you don't think that you're worthy of love, of good health, of success and abundance, how can you expect the universe to bring those things to you? You don't manifest what you want, as they say, you manifest who you are. And this includes things like your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. The universe will always act as a mirror to your inner world to basically show you where your wounds are, what they are for your healing. And that's where awareness and shadow work can begin to change the game for you. With that said, let's look at Carl Jung and the shadow and awareness. Because Carl Jung spoke deeply about what he called the shadow. I've talked about this many times on the channel because these are the parts of ourselves that we've learned to suppress over time. Things like a sense of fear, security, insecurity, shame, emotional wounds. And he taught that until we bring these unconscious patterns that we have into our awareness, that they will continue to run our lives. So when these patterns show up, it's not a failure. It's actually an invitation to you, an invitation to see what's been hidden from you in your subconscious mind. My upcoming shadow work course that I have on this will be a powerful resource for you to dive deep into healing these types of wounds and to be able to increase your ability to manifest by becoming more of a vibrational match for those types of abundance that you're looking for. Jump onto my newsletter so that you can get your discount when it's released. Next, let's dive into the teachings of people like Edgar Cayce and the topic of universal laws. Because Edgar Cayce spoke about the idea that our outer life reflects our inner state. And this aligns with many universal laws like the law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, the law of correspondence, which all point to this truth, that what we hold internally shapes what we experience externally, not as a punishment, but as feedback, again, acting as a mirror. So when challenges arise in your life, instead of asking, why is this happening to me? We can begin to ask the question, what is this showing me? What can I actually learn from this experience that I'm going through to help foster my growth in some way? And again, I can personally speak to many times during that 20-year cycle I referenced where I was taught a great number of things, including how to embody more patience and compassion in situations. Even though I'm an empath by nature and these traits would naturally come more easily to me, I was still a human who struggled with my own internal wounds and conditioning that caused me to become triggered by certain things and required a level of awareness and shadow integration needed to heal. So now let's move on to the topic of your soul's path and life lessons. This is where we go a little deeper into the spiritual realm, which is actually becoming, if you ask me, more and more mainstream as the consciousness rises and will continue to grow more widespread, I believe, especially since things like science are catching up, are finally catching up to be confirming a lot of the concepts in the spiritual realm that they've already known for thousands of years. In astrology and your birth chart work, for example, there are often specific placements that point to things like your lessons that you're here to learn, patterns that you're here to move through, areas of growth and expansion that you can experience. Things like your Saturn placement, lessons and discipline, your Chiron, your core wounds and healing, your North Node, your path of growth. These are not here to make your life harder. They're here to help you evolve. So when you experience repeated challenges in life, it may not be random. It may be something your soul is actually asking you to grow through to become the person you're meant to be on the other side of it. You may find working with people like an astrologer on your specific birth chart to be very helpful for you. So now let's bring this together in shifting from victim to creator. This is where your power comes back. Moving from things like, why is this happening to me, to what can I learn from this? How am I being asked to grow? What would choosing myself look like here? This doesn't mean bypassing your emotions. It means meeting them without staying stuck in them. And now the foundation of it all, the role of self-love. Self-love is not just saying affirmations. It's not just bubble baths or surface level care. Self-love deep down is choosing yourself, honoring your needs and energy, setting boundaries and getting the healing that you need, being honest with yourself, staying with yourself through discomfort. It's saying, I am not abandoning myself here, because healing doesn't happen when you push yourself harder. It happens when you support yourself differently. So what are some practical ways that you can shift these patterns in your life? Here are a few ways that you could start working through this in your daily life. Number one, awareness without judgment. Start noticing your thoughts and patterns, but instead of criticizing them, observe them. This creates space for change. Number two, interrupt the pattern when you catch yourself in things like thinking about scarcity, self-doubt, victim thinking. Pause and ask yourself, what is another perspective I can take here instead? Number three, regulate your nervous system, because you cannot shift your mindset from a dysregulated state. Try to focus on things like adding in breath work and somatic practices, slowing down and being mindful and present more often, connecting with nature, reducing overstimulation in your life. Number four, build self-trust through action. Do small things that align with your truth, saying no, speaking up, choosing rest, taking aligned steps forward. Each one builds evidence for you that I can trust myself. Number five, reframe challenges as growth points. Instead of seeing challenges as setbacks, start seeing them as expansion points, because every challenge is asking something of you to grow, to learn, to expand in consciousness. So what's the bigger picture in all of this, you might be wondering? In my perspective, it's that your life is not random. Your patterns are not random. Your challenges are not random or punishment, even if they may feel that way. They are all part of a process of becoming more aware, of releasing what no longer serves you, of stepping into who you are meant to be. So if you're in a season right now where things feel hard, where patterns and challenges are coming up for you, where you're questioning yourself, your beliefs, or your decisions, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not failing, you are growing. And growth doesn't always feel comfortable or look pretty, but it is always leading you to somewhere deeper and fostering your growth for your path ahead. And if you want support on this journey in healing, my Sacred Self-Love and Nervous System Healing Guide is designed to help you build self-worth, to help regulate your nervous system, and start shifting these patterns from the inside out. Check it out in the pinned comments section below that I left for you. I also have many other resources available to you to help whatever resonates with you. I have my monthly wellness membership that takes a mind-body approach to healing. a one-on-one coaching program, and my upcoming shadow work course, where we will be diving deeper into this work to help you actually integrate it into your life. Everything is linked below in the comments or description box. And if this content today resonated with you on some level, I'd love to hear what part of this you're moving through right now in the comments. And please share this video with someone who could benefit from it to spread the vibration of love and healing in the collective. It has a bigger impact than you may realize. And if you find value in my content, don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss a video. I am truly grateful for your support in building this community in a time where human connection is more important than ever in the direction that we're moving. This is your weekly reminder to do something today that brings you joy. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.